If you're an achiever, like you have achieved a lot of things in your life and you still feel like people don't recognize your worth, you don't feel the respect, women don't really feel so attracted to you, you are going to love this video because I'm really going to explain to you what is actually happening here, what's the pattern, what's happening within yourself, and how to get out of this, right? Because it's a vicious cycle, right? You can be in that of like constantly achieving and feeling that void inside of you forever until you die. And some people have gone through that in their whole life and have died feeling the void. I know people like this. I'm not pulling this out of my ass, okay? And the reason why I'm sharing this is because one of my clients is going through that and he's realizing a lot of stuff about why he was pushed to achieve all these things. And let me tell you, this client that I have right now, he's very smart, extremely successful. He works at Google, right? He has a life that a lot of people would dream about, right? He's able to travel wherever he wants, he can buy whatever he wants. I mean, almost whatever he wants. I mean, it's not bad life, but he feels this void, right? And this pushed him to achieve so many things. So he decided to learn salsa, right? And he became so freaking good at dancing salsa. Then he decided to learn a foreign language. And actually, he's probably understanding multiple foreign languages. And he became good very fast. Compared to the other people that learn at the same time as him, he became so good at it, right? Then he decided to learn instruments, musical instruments. And he picked it up like this, so fucking quickly, right? And I could go on, like there's a lot of examples in his life where he achieved a certain level of mastery, right? And yet, he's not being recognized, He doesn't feel the respect. He doesn't feel like he have this authority, right? And that fucked with his mind, because he's like, he got to a point where he's like, man, I achieved so much right now. Like, why am I not getting the recognition? Jesus Christ, And I can have empathy for this because I'm going through a little bit similar kind of experience with my business right now, where I'm posting on YouTube I have the YouTube channel for like 3-4 years, I think, but I have been posting for 1 year, like consistently, and I haven't really gone viral, right? I didn't gain like 10,000 followers. Same thing happening in Instagram, and I feel the frustration sometimes. I feel like, fuck, my content is so much better than other content out there. Why am I not getting the recognition? The same story, yeah. So first, it's important to recognize that when you feel this way, like, why am I not getting the recognition? It's valid to feel this way. There's nothing wrong, but at the same time, you are seeking external validation, right? You need the external validation. And that's something that you need to look at. It's not something that you just ignore, like, oh yeah, I'm looking for external validation, I will try not to look at external validation. No. You have this desire to seek external validation for a specific reason. And usually, it comes down to the fact that you don't feel good enough, right? If I'm sharing this, it's because I also have this part of me that sometimes doesn't feel good enough. I'm talking from experience. I'm not like talking this from a book or anything like this. This is from real experience. And this is exactly what my client has been experiencing. He is obliged to achieve all these things because if he doesn't, he's going to feel not good enough, right? And the pain of not feeling good enough is horrible. Like, if you truly face the pain of not feeling good enough, it is so uncomfortable. Not a lot of men dare to face that, And the truth is, most men have this wound of not feeling good enough. Some have it a little bit more intensively, some less, sure. But we all have it, right? To some extent, we all have it. And so, okay, now that you're aware of the fact that you are not good enough and that's why you are pushed to achieve all these things, what to do, right? Because a typical response I get to this is like, okay, well, if I don't push myself to do all these things, then I'm going to do nothing. Well, not really, my brother. The problem is you have two parts of yourself. You have one part that is pushing you to achieve so much because you don't feel good enough. And there is another part that feels so lazy, right? That feels like, I don't want to do anything. This part like, oof, I have it too. Talking from experience again. It's so interesting. And the thing is, between these two parts of you, there is another part that you're not aware of. And this part, we're going to call it the self. The self is this part of you that is very intelligent, yet grounded, open, compassionate, curious, resilient, all of this. And interestingly enough, when you are able to tap into this aspect of yourself, that is the self, right? Maybe what comes out is, okay, I want to achieve this, but you're not going to burn yourself out achieving this, right? Like disregarding every other aspect of your life doing this. And you're also going to allow yourself to take a break sometime from achieving this thing. You're also going to unplug from the validation because you don't need it, right? Because you're not doing this to feel good enough. You're doing this because you want to do it. As simple as that. And that's a very different way to operate in life, right? Tapping into this frequency of, I am enough. I'm feeling grounded, I'm feeling centered. I don't need to prove anything to anyone, even myself, right? Don't need to prove anything. All good. I can just be me. And whatever that comes out of this, I'll surrender to it, right? When you tap into this frequency, this energy, this part of yourself, a lot of things happen effortlessly, right? And the work here is to first deal with these two parts of yourself, the one that wants to constantly achieve and the one that feels so lazy, so laid back, so, like this. Because the trap that most guys fall into is as soon as they realize this, they're like, oh yeah, fuck my fears, fuck my insecurities, fuck the overachieving, fuck that. I'm going to just try to be confident. I'm just going to try to act from this self, from this centeredness, from this groundedness. But it's going to be fake. You're going to pretend it. The reason why is because these two parts of yourself, the one that pushes you and the one that is holding you back, they are still in your subconscious, right here, behind, right? You don't see it, but they control you. They control you. Whether you want it or not, they control you. And I don't care if you're David Goggins, like, pushing through everything. The subconscious is controlling you in that moment, my brother. That's it. You're a slave to it. And if you want to reclaim who you really are, that's just not the right path. Maybe it feels like you're reclaiming who you really are, right? Because you're pushing through, But it doesn't work like this, You have to reconnect with these two parts, the one that is pushing you and the one that is holding you back, lazy and all of that. You have to understand their story, what led them to become like this, to perform that role, and then build a relationship with these two parts of yourself, right? Like really understand like what's going on, Do you realize that I'm here also? Because usually this aspect of your subconscious, they are so stuck in the past that they don't realize that you are here in the present moment. So they still think you're in childhood, right? Going through the trauma that you went through that led you to become like this. And just by having this conversation with yourself, with this aspect of yourself, sometimes the memory just pops, boom, and it's instantly back in the present moment, right? And then you act very differently from self, right? And you will see with time the healing happens. And then these two parts of yourself, the one that is holding you back and the other that is pushing you, they will start to diminish in terms of intensity. And then, like I said, you don't need to prove yourself or to anyone your worth. You just do what feels right. You don't need the validation of other people. You're just doing what the fuck you want, right? Did I achieve this myself? Mostly. I do have my moments where sometimes I'm a little bit triggered and I'm like, but I'm able to use the internal work tools that I teach to my clients to take care of myself and come back to self, right? So these two parts are still here, but they have diminished a lot in terms of their intensity, to the point that, I've been, for example, posting content on YouTube for a year and I'm not stopping, and maybe for the next 5 years, my YouTube channel is going to be like this, a few thousand subscribers. I'm okay with that, and it's a bit different because I'm not really doing this for the validation. I'm doing this to grow my business, right? It's my life, it's my purpose. So there's not too much validation here, but I'm unplugging from this too, right? I'm unplugging for this to work. I'm doing this like YouTube videos because I'm genuinely enjoying these YouTube videos. Like, I love like turning on the light, putting the camera like this, doing the whole setup, and then just talking to you like this so openly, right? And I feel like I cannot stop doing this. And if only 100 people watch this, it's cool, no problem, And maybe one day there will be 10,000 people watching this, maybe one day 100,000. I don't know, maybe never, I don't know. But I'm just loving this, man. Like, I feel like my truth needs to be shared to other people, because I know I went through so many experiences in my life where, I accumulated a lot of wisdom, more than the average Joe. That's for sure, because I exposed myself more than the average Joe. Just to give you an example with women, I was going outside meeting women every fucking day for 3 years straight. And I was meeting 10 to 20 women every day. No one has done this. Very few, because it takes a lot of courage and a lot of resilience to do this, And obviously when you do this for 3 years, and I continued, but less intensively, you gain a level of wisdom that nobody will really understand, right? Because you accumulated so much experiences, right? So many experiences. And so this is what I have been telling to my client. And he had a big realization. I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago. And he realized that all his life he was basically seeking external validation because he didn't feel good enough. And he felt like almost disgusted by this, right? He was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking fake. Why am I doing all this shit? Jesus Christ. It's like this kind of realization that makes you so angry. And I told him, like, bro, it's so amazing that you're angry at yourself right now, because this is part of the journey. This is part of the process. This is part of the healing. You're allowed to be angry at yourself right now for being so, like, validation seeking kind of guy, And now he's working with the anger. He's learning to speak more from this authentic place. And it's not easy. It's not easy because, like I said, the subconscious blocks are there, right? So you have to deal with them as you allow yourself to be more and more authentic and express yourself unapologetically and do the things that you really want to do, right? It's a work in progress. It's not a success yet. I'm just being honest, I don't want to tell you that my client finally achieved his dream. Not yet, it's a work in progress. But it's going really well, and I'm really proud of him for doing the work. He is really consistent. He's very open-minded. Like, every time I share a concept to him, he's taking it in, applying it to his life, and it works. And he's starting to have faith in his heart that things can be different. Because when he came to me for work, for the coaching, he had barely any faith in his heart that things could be different. But after a few weeks of work together, he's starting to see, like, okay, like, this is actually working. So he committed to a longer term program. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. It's a real pleasure for me to do that. And I'm actually organizing a challenge for guys who are dealing with the people-pleasing tendency, you feel maybe overlooked, you feel like, not really recognized in all of this. It's a 7-day challenge. I'm teaching a lot of powerful stuff inside. And if you're interested to join, you can click the link down below. There's going to be all the information there. And if you join in, amazing. If not, all good. I still appreciate you. And I see you.